Waffle. What events we got?
We just went over that.
There is no card playing coming
Any
up.
tournaments
I will
coming
tell you events not coming up.
Yeah.
There will not be card playing. There will not be the picture books. There will not be the having good time in the lounge by yourself without friends. There will not be happiness. There will not be good times.
We will paint the entire store black.
Aww.
The entire story is black if you look at it through the eyes of somebody who's coming here first time. Edward,
Yes.
what events we got coming up?
What was funny?
So yeah, Days of Future Past. Is anyone excited for that movie?
Tony, I would like to see you give girlfriend piggyback ride.
Right now.
You do it immediately.
Right now.
Alright.
Tiger's birthday's on a Monday this year.
Tiger's birthday is what? June
So you know,
1st?
Babyface is slowly, systematically counting.
Tiger's birthday, as I said, is June 1st.
There are many Mondays in the rest of this year.
Really?
Did not say how soon it is.
You just mentioned Monday.
There's lots of Mondays.
Why do you mention so many?
Tiger's not here on Mondays anyway.
There we go. Piggyback is happening as we speak.
There's a couple $1,000 case filled with statues.
It's the saddest looking
Now, what-
piggyback
That's not a
I've ever seen.
piggyback, right? You gotta walk her
I
around.
don't know why he's doing
Awkward.
this.
He looks like he's struggling.
I'm really
He
confused.
should lift long boxes more often.
Confused.
I go to.
Speaking of lifting long boxes and
So
Tony,
confused.
actually, on Monday he asked me and Waffle, or Waffle and I, how much do we think a long box weighs? And Waffle's like, oh, like 50, 60 pounds. And I just looked at Tony, I'm like, are you trying to find an excuse not to go to the gym today?
Is that true, Tony? You don't want to work out.
No, I just want to know.
Why?
It's not like you're lifting them over your head anyway. You're just pulling them out.
You're pulling them, putting them on the
Yeah.
floor, taking 5 minutes to find something,
Lifting things up, putting them down.
reading comic books,
Ha ha ha.
lift things up, pull things down.
I don't think I really got my comic book guns from lifting the long boxes.
Comic book guns.
Wow.
Those-
What is guns you speak of?
I do miss doing the weekly delivery.
Not Punisher's guns, but these guns. These
I got
guns
that.
here.
I
No,
actually
it's not, make it like a serious fucking muscle. I gotta say. Alright. Tony, make a muscle.
I'm left-handed.
No, give me a good muscle.
Well, that's
I don't care which arm.
That's
What do you think is
your
your best arm?
This is my best arm.
Babyface, lead him off. Let me see muscle.
I got it.
You see.
I got nothing.
No, you got something
with
there.
me.
Tiger, let me see muscle.
I definitely got nothing.
Let me see. Come on. Alright.
This is my stronger arm.
We hurt the muscle.
Alright,
Oh
so
yeah, it was the lefty. We know what's with that one hand gets the action.
Writing those pole bags every week.
Oh yeah.
alright, I will say the biggest muscle I just felt was Babyface.
Thanks.
Second was Waffle. Then Tony, then Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say, who would I rather not get punched in the face by the feel of the girth of the muscle, is Waffle. I don't want to get punched by Waffle. Definitely. I mean, now, if you guys want me to make a fucking muscle.
I've seen Waffle's fake punch because he has a mosh pit story where he like punched a girl in the face. But like when Waffle tells a story, he like does
follow
the punch.
through. Yeah.
And just
don't worry
looking
about
at
it,
that
you're
punch,
strong.
I wouldn't want to get punched in the face by Waffle. And then the girl just
You know what? It's
Yeah.
funny though. Like you can tell when somebody's telling a story and they throw a punch. You can tell if like they've actually had a fight before. Like seriously,
Yeah.
you totally can. I mean, I've been in enough
See,
fights.
this is where like I've only really been in like one fight in the schoolyard.
But
of
wrestling
fifth
doesn't
grade.
count.
No. This was one schoolyard in fifth grade.
I saw you in stripes.
No. This kid started a fight with me. I pushed him and he broke his arm. Not because
Oh my God.
because I pushed him and he fell wrong.
Okay.
yeah, you're that strong.
But
Don't touch us.
it was weird because like all the kids said it was me that started the fight, which isn't true. The only reason they said that is because his mom was one of the yard mothers.
That's
So,
a murder.
they all
Oh wait. So how old were you?
Is this Amish
Fifth
country?
grade, so I was like 11.
All right. So you're 11-year-olds, and all these kids were aware of who the yard mothers were.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
Hold on, what just happened?
I look over him over there. He's just like scratching his
Hold on, can I ask you a question, Nick the belly?
My God.
Look at that.
All right, I want to ask you about the AIDS on your stomach. Very quickly, I want to ask you, do you shave your belly hair?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's just like it's like rankled sometimes.
But it looks really bad right now. Well, don't shave it.
Well,
Because your belly hair will cover all of the problems.
Sacco,
I actually bought myself a belly beard.
Sacco, be fair, that's a lot better than Chris Sorrentino.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but he got surgery. Now it's better.
Oh, okay.
I like
All right.
this story.
What did he get surgery for?
He had
His
Black
belly
band?
button was infected.
Yeah.
It was like
okay.
this huge red mutating, it looked like there was a mucus pouring out.
I've actually been trying to encourage Chaiga to get lap band surgery just because I want to see what happens.
Are you gonna whip out your belly now, Ed?
Whoa.
Do you really want to see it?
No.
No.
Okay. Let her know.
I do.
Yes.
Kind of.
No,
Curiosity.
you would go blind from the shock of milky white.
Milky White.
Okay, so
Queso Blanco.
We've looked at snow before.
No, but that's absolutely that sound you made when you turned around and saw his belly. That's like one of my top 3 babyface sounds.
I don't know. I can't redo the sound.
Like I just pointed to because you had no idea his shirt was up. You just turned around and went, ah!
Oh yeah.
Real quickly, I just want to mention I read first 2 issues of Silver Surfer, and I think it's phenomenal.
Yes.
And I have to say, man, after reading Silver Surfer for a long time, I thought one of the things that made it a very strong book in the 80s was Silver Surfer works best not so much as a herald, but as a love story. I really think Nor and Rad, just in any sort of a love story, works. And if it sounds mushy to you and it sounds like, oh, I want to read a fucking love story, comics aren't always about the fucking ultimate nullifier. This book is great. 2 issues in, and Mike Allred, Tiger, no, I don't know if Tiger did, but I know Waffle, Babyface, and I agree. He draws the most beautiful women.
Yes.
I mean, do you think
Like
it's...
already.
Do you
No,
think
we don't mean busty giant ass.
Yeah, we're not talking about like
you get fucking
Greg Land tracing
I
women.
agree
Oh,
with
I'm
you.
sorry, Greg.
Like I'm a halfway point, but I can agree he does draw beautiful women.
His lines are, a bit thicker,
Delicate.
The colors.
But that's the thing, man. To me, about Allred, his lines are pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you just said, they're delicate at the same time.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's like pastelish.
It doesn't have
less
to be
shading.
wispy to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Silver Surfer was really good. Another first 2 issues I read this weekend that really impressed me is based on any of you Rush fans. Clockwork Angels 1 and 2, great. Artwork is beautiful. Neil Peart is actually involved in the story. That was really, really good. And I finished Curse. Curse was good. Anybody else read Curse?
No.
Curse is, I feel like you get inundated with like vampire tales. This is a werewolf story that was really original. 4-issue limited series,
Okay.
put out by Boom, and that was really good too. Anybody want to share anything?
So Ed, do you want to talk about the DC books that have been canceled?
Oh yeah, 6 books have been canceled.
No. One, I'm livid.
Which is?
All-Star Western.
Oh.
All-Star Western has been arguably one of the best written books since the New 52 started,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
And Darwin
And it's
Cook-
only because of sales.
Darwin Cook just started doing the art too in it, right?
I mean, my thing is you can't throw Western in the title, and
Yeah.
I think immediately you're eliminating
I mean,
50%
do you
of
think
the
if they
audience.
relaunched that book titled Jonah Hex, it would do better?
Yeah.
No, not really, because Jonah Hex didn't do well, and Jonah Hex was by the same writing team, and it was phenomenal. I don't know. I think it, it's sad to me that I feel like people will be like, oh, okay, well, there's another Batman book. I'm gonna give that a chance just because it's Batman. and it's not written by
Yeah.
Snyder, or it's Bat Family, or
Yeah, I mean, All-Star West, I kind of fell off when they threw him into the future.
that was awesome.
I
It was amazing. It was so fucking cool.
It felt a little cliche to me.
No, I felt like it couldn't have been handled better. You got
Booster
Booster
Gold
Gold,
showing up.
which a lot of people on message boards been like, "Where's Booster Gold?"
Can I say something? You fucking reading a DC or Marvel book, the word cliche should never come out of your mouth because everything's a cliche in these words.
True.
I just read Original Sin, and I panel for panel could tell you every 70s Marvel book that Aaron's taken like event motions from.
Yeah.
It's comics, it's superheroes. Everything's been a cliche since 1938.
All of your thoughts are cliche.
But no, I was really upset about that. But also, Batwing is canceled,
Yes.
which I thought was still good. I was enjoying it.
Birds of Prey,
Birds of Prey, which I think it was time to.
Superboy.
Superboy, I thought it was kind of that's
I've been reading that. So.
that's just gotten more and more confusing as it went on.
And then Pandora.
And Phantom Stranger.
Pandora is the one I'm most disappointed because I don't feel like
They
that
had such an opportunity.
that title never got a chance to breathe.
They had crossover and crossover.
But you know what? I mean, to me, like I think of Phantom Stranger and Pandora, like the masthead on them is Trinity of Sin, and Trinity of Sin was.
Where's the question?
It almost seems like like a crossover book, and
Yeah, they never really,
The question didn't get his
Well,
book. He's the third one.
Well, how about Pandora? They made a fucking giant stink about this character, and they completely bobbled it.
She basically formed the New 52,
Well, yeah,
and she was in every single
But
number
like
one.
the problem was it had one issue, and then it had to tie into Trinity War, then it had to tie into Forever Evil, and like it's just now starting to a point where it's not connected to anything. And you could see her story, like the issue I
But
read
she
today.
should be
her
connected
story
to
is
everything.
just starting to flesh out.
They
and
should
it's
have.
canceled.
They should have pushed her in the beginning.
Yeah,
Why they pushed
they-
her? Why
they-
they wait 2 years?
Yeah, they should have either done that or not had the or
People,
not.
there was
published
buzz about her before. Now no one gives a shit. I don't give a shit.
And
they really dropped the ball.
Yeah, and Phantom Stranger started weak, but the minute James DeMatteis came on, it really picked up, and I like almost all of DC's Dark line. And now it's pretty much down to Swamp Thing, Justice League Dark, and Constantine.
But Phantom Stranger is a great character. Like Jonah Hex, a great fucking character that, I don't know. I mean, am I right or am I wrong in saying if you don't have like, all right, right now I'm looking at the Superman wall. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's canceled. 6, 7. There's one that's canceled. So 7 Superman books. Of Batman, I don't know, probably about the
It's like
same.
11.
If you cut down on that and
resources elsewhere.
yeah, put resources somewhere else. That these characters who it's not like the Phantom Stranger is a new character.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the problem is the same thing that they've always said. It sells. Batman and Superman books sell well.
But my point is, back off, fucking, put some ads out that really get people excited about these other characters.
Yeah.
Don't put Jeff Johns on Superman.
No, I think they need to put him on Superman.
Yeah,
No,
Superman is
because
weak,
the
man.
writers are the ones selling the books. Because
Yeah.
once Jeff Johns left Green Lantern, sales plummeted,
I know.
and the quality suffered
You
too.
guys make me sad.
It's true. They need a better stable of writers writing these books.
I do agree.
They need to get the
Completely.
confidence off 2 people.
Yeah.
They have Morrison, Johns, and now Soul is slowly building up.
Snyder,
But Soul's Snyder's not. I don't consider him a company guy because he's Batman.
Mhm.
He controls everything that really Batman.
Well, he's doing Superman Unchained.
Yeah, but that's almost done.
Which is,
I mean-
I mean,
if Batman's not part of DC, then
No, I'm not saying that, dickhead. I'm saying that he writes one book.
said your head's
I'm saying that to call him a superstar writer, he's writing a major title where they throw Morrison, John, Soul, everybody else runs around like a chick without a head, and Snyder can actually do work outside of one book.
I know,
Look at
but-
this! Look at the fucking contract they got Finch for,
Right.
and then they let his one book plummet.
But I gotta be
He
honest,
signed an
I-
exclusive contract for
Soul,
nothing.
Soul, I feel like was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
He's a guy. I don't know what the story is behind finding him and getting him on
I'm
stuff.
curious,
But he's
actually.
doing Marvel and DC,
And
and he's
Indie.
doing both companies. and
he could
Indie
shoot
shit.
out. He could shoot out an issue a day.
Yeah,
like his
he's a
writing.
comic writer. He's what I would consider.
He's actually an attorney.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I mean a comic writer is somebody that actually, this is what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Puts
this
their
is-
scripts out.
This
But I
is
mean,
why I'm a little scared for certain things. I mean, the coolest addition I think that DC has got right now that they don't realize is Tim Seeley. And I'm really scared at the fact that they have a great writer. He ended off Talon very well. He's working on Batman Eternal. He's doing good with it.
I feel like
And
Tim's
I
always
feel
Tim
it's gonna
Seeley
be-
did
See, I don't agree.
Right on Talon.
I don't agree with the end of Talon. I think the end of Talon was weak. I feel like the end of Talon was phoned in. They knew that it was coming to an
and
end.
they just
Yeah.
Well, Tim
And
Seeley.
I don't know if it's that it was thrust upon Tim and he had to come up with something quick, or I don't think Talon. ended well.
I think Tim's a good writer, but I think he's had his time to shine, and he's already passed.
Well, Revival's been
Yeah.
awesome, but Tim's gonna be writing the Grayson book.
yeah,
That's
which
why
I'm
I-
excited
I-
about.
We'll
I
see
think-
how that goes.
Yeah, but I mean,
Another.
I don't mean to go this way again though, but you look at the stable at DC, and you've got maybe 2 or 3 guys that are writers that you look at and you're like, all right, I'm excited they're doing their thing. And you look at what Marvel's got going on. Even you look at Image. I mean, you're a writer because you want to tell your stories. You know what I mean? And Image gives you that opportunity. Dark Horse gives you that opportunity.
Boom.
Oni and Boom are coming up big now, on a big rush on giving these writers the opportunity to tell their stories. I mean,
Archaea's starting to build up a little bit. Hacktivist was a really good miniseries.
it's just, you know, I mean, sure, you know, somebody who the thing that I often wonder, and I don't ask this question enough when I'm actually like hanging out with comic writers, is, you know, did you grow up wanting to be a comic book writer, or did you grow up wanting to be a writer? You know?
And it just happened to be the medium you found yourself in.
Exactly, and then you found yourself studying certain characters because you have the opportunity and you've heard of Batman, and you know you could do these books. You look at Bendis. You know Bendis grew up reading Marvel. You know, you look at Hickman now. Hickman, you know, he was a fan.
Robinson's running FF right now. He's pulling stuff out that is just an FF fan.
Yeah.
Is making me like, I just want to read more issues because of what he could possibly be bringing into the forefront again.
I think right now what's going on is I think Marvel has realized that, you know, the people who are buying comics now are the people who were buying comics because there was comic book retail stores when they were kids. You know, this is the first time this is really happening in the past, like, you know, maybe like 10 years, where the people who are hitting comic book stores are people who are going there and have the nostalgia of going to comic book stores and reading the big events, you know, Secret Wars and, you know, Infinite
Crisis
Crisis,
Champions.
stuff like that, you know. And the guys who are writing the books are the same age, and they're nostalgic for those things. And I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder, do I not know enough about DC, or
That's why I feel sometimes.
I feel like that the same thing isn't happening. I don't know if it's editorial. I don't know what it is.
It's not
you
a
know.
camaraderie. You can feel it in the Marvel universe.
Outside of the
I
point,
feel like
you made-
DC's constantly trying to reinvent themselves. Where Marvel, all right, they throw number ones and all new and Marvel now, but they haven't let go of the past.
It's like the confident middle-aged man and the teenager still trying to find where they go,
yeah,
where their footing's going to be. You know.
yeah.
Well, like I said, the analogy I said the other day, outside of your rebut, which was pretty good,
Uh-huh.
but if you look at overall out of 52 books, how many you would say are actually good? And
Well,
you took that ratio at the end of a season, no matter what sport.
There
you have a
aren't
new
52
team.
books anymore.
I'm just saying, though.
Wait.
But-
Let Waffle finish,
and-
because this is really interesting.
If you look at 52 titles and say 7 books are really good out of
Yeah.
52.
If you're looking at a
put
win-loss
If you
ratio, right?
look at a
Right?
win-loss ratio at the end of a
Yeah.
football season, you do that 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, you have a new fucking manager.
Right.
You have a new person on that field coaching that team.
Right.
You still have the same editor-in-chief.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But that win-loss record in terms of quality is not what's translating into sales right now.
That's-
DC still has 6 out of the top 10 books.
That's nice. How many
Yeah,
books?
but
How many books of
Batman
this
Eternal.
52?
Exactly. The thing is it's
And
the same
that's why the
it's same-
weeklies are working, and that's why they're going to go to
Only
more.
Batman-
same
Batman's
characters, same writers. Yeah, but
Those
Ed,
drop. I'm sorry. Those drop off though.
Yeah.
You know.
The first 10, 15 issues are.
But the point is, you know, every so often you gotta, through a team book, well, I mean, you know, through a team book something, you've got to throw the focus on a different character and give
a writer the opportunity. I almost feel like there is a fear to put somebody good on you're gonna say Green Arrow?
No, I was going to say creators creating stories instead of editors going, "Oh, this goes that way."
Well, before the 52, one of my favorite books was Booster Gold.
Yeah.
I love that series. And
it's coming back.
Yeah, but
Like,
Yeah, but after
They
the new
changed the
52
character.
is how many years old now?
3.
Yeah, I mean it's not the new
Coming on
52
3,
anymore. It's
yeah.
just, you know.
when the 52 started, he was one of 2 characters who should have knew that the world changed and they did nothing with him. And Justice League International, which
Well,
existed
I mean,
for a year,
if you look at like his
vanished.
stuff in All Star Western and the annual that came at the end of JLI, you get that hint.
I know, but that was a year and a half
But that's
ago.
a plot point that they ignored for a year.
I mean the thing
That
to
one of the-
understand here.
maybe you don't know what's going on. I mean, for all you
We're
know,
not
that's
attacking-
something that's
we're
a
not
setup
attacking
that's
you.
going to pay off in a year.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't seem like that's
the
CC's
thing
bag.
to understand here is, as a retailer, and more importantly to me, as a comic book fan, I want to see people happy with the product that's put out, and more you kind of see people not so happy with the product of a certain company and getting happier or saying, well, you know, I don't normally read this company's books, but I'm starting to now. You know,
There's been quite a few pull lists that have been
there's
mostly
nobody
DC
who wants DC to fucking thrive more than me. This is my fucking living. You know, if Superman is a top-selling book and Action Comics is a top-selling book every fucking month, and we've got to worry, did we order enough? It's something that, from our point here in this store in New York City, in one of the 5 boroughs, I feel that we have to worry more at times. Did we order enough of this Marvel book or this Image book? Where less, did we order? It's almost. I feel like right now on Future's End. I mean, I'll tell you right now. 1 and 2, we're gonna sit on copies of those. I know it.
DC's numbers for pull lists don't fluctuate. People will try a new Marvel book. I add more Marvel books to pull lists than I do DC.
Yeah.
And then the new titles that get announced are extremely obscure that the majority of people aren't, like Star Spangled War Stories. I don't see a ton of people who are going to add that book.
Yeah.
Infinity Man may be awesome,
Well,
but still,
Well,
New
then
DC
my
number one's
suggestion
like
is,
a
I mean, then how do you get DC execs to listen?
You get rid of them.
Yeah.
You change house.
You need to change the guard.
because
That's
like,
where my analogy comes in.
we still don't know like what the 52 is entirely as a world. Like, that's the whole point of Future's End. I hope it succeeds. To show, like right now, 3 issues in, Future's End is showing you a lot of characters who had books in the initial 52 that got canceled. And it's cool to see those characters again. And I really hope Future's End leads to something important for the universe, but no idea.
Yeah, but once again, it's in the future. It's,
Yeah, that too.
It's not,
It's not-
you know,
It's a what if story in a way, though.
I mean, Forever Evil, you know, it was supposed to be this world-shaking, world-shattering event.
Hold on, we gotta finish it though.
Right. You know, you've got to wait. You've got
You never saw the disaster.
I
aftermath
understand
books
what
coming
you're
out
saying
before
is,
the
but-
final book comes out. Then you raise the price of the final book $1 more than it was solicited. You know, I mean, people are going to pick it up, but you know, it just.
It might stop them from doing the next event. I don't know. Maybe
So-
not.
But my question is, it doesn't look like Dan Didio's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not a good thing. To be honest with you, it really isn't.
So what I'm saying is, what is going to make him change his mind, or take some?
Apparently nothing, because Dan Didio has heard it from fans, and he's heard it from retailers. He's heard it from everyone, and DC has heard it from everyone. And apparently, it's something that isn't going to change. And my hope out of this, as a retailer, as a comic book fan, is all right. So if you turn away from certain DC books, hopefully you'll check out a couple more Image books. You'll check out a couple more Dark Horse books. You know, not necessarily Marvel, but you know,
Comics.
look
Yeah.
elsewhere to get quality stories. You know, I mean, the
I mean,
thing is, here's the reality. And working in
comic book retail for as long as I have, there was a guy who used to shop in Jim Hanley's when I worked there, and his name was Mr. DC. Mr. DC. This guy bought every single title DC put out, no matter what. Every title. They announced a new 52. He said, "I'm done." And the guy now comes here on his pull list. All he has is Doctor Who magazine, and I think Doctor Who, right?
And Godzilla.
And Godzilla. He's completely dropped what I know he's been reading. I know for a fact his entire life. And he said, "Fuck you," to the company. It's you can't keep flipping the script on people, and then you can't solve it with issue zeros. And I don't know.
I agree with you. They're going for a lot of gimmick things.
You can't
But
solve
I
it.
mean, if you listen to Didio, the thing he listens to is sales. So if you don't like something, don't buy it. If you really like it,
every other company listens to sales too. But
You know,
Didio's thick-headed, man. Didio is thick-headed. Didio said some stupid shit.
DC seems to not even want to do miniseries anymore. One shots.
What
and
happened
stuff.
to the
The one-shots they do, a lot of them are reprints.
Yeah.
You know, DC Comics presents of good shit
Yeah.
that they did a while ago. You know.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, I've heard people talk about statistics. Something that's said to be a mini does exactly half as many issues as something that's an ongoing number one.
Are you saying in general?
Yeah.
Not true. It's just not true. You look at the Marvel event books. It's sold like crazy.
Deadpool vs.
Like,
Carnage sells more.
No, I
than
mean,
a lot.
crossover events. I'm talking like straight up miniseries. I've heard people say statistics like Huntress and Penguin were selling half as much as.
But Huntress and Penguin were
Great.
two of the most quality books
They
that they
were so
fucking
good.
But
put
they
out.
didn't sell, and
They
that's
did
why you
sell.
didn't get more miniseries.
They sold great for us.
we reordered
in
Penguin.
general.
We were talking-
They sold really well for us.
Because there
We
was.
did our job. We let
I just
everybody
feel
know
like there was
about
no
it.
faith behind any of
We're
any
the
of their.
exception, though.
Marcus Toe's art on Huntress was some of the best art the 52s had.
I feel like it's a risk-taking venture that none of them want to do. They don't want to take a chance. They don't want to have the fun book that might do really well. They don't want to fail.
The bottom
they're
line
setting
is
themselves
obviously
up.
Waffle. They can't afford to.
Yeah.
They can't afford to.
I said it, and I know you disagreed with me, but I feel within the next 5 years, Image is going to take the 2 spot.
Yeah, I can put money behind it.
My thing is, as long
just because of
as long as DC has Batman,
No, that's why not. That's Batman and Superman is the
Not
reason
gonna
that it's up there.
But I
Yeah.
mean, they can pull up. They can come close. They can.
oh, yeah, I mean,
They're
you
gonna
look
get
at the
close.
top-selling trades. It's
Saga.
Image.
Saga.
A Walking Dead trade comes out, forget about it. Nobody's got a fucking chance. You know.
I mean, that is, if you look at the top 10, I think Image has 6 out of the top 10 graphic novels
Yeah.
sold every week, every month.
I mean, the bottom line is, you've got to keep people's interest. You've got to. This is people's disposable income. They want to spend money on this. We know this as retailers. People come in, they want you to hand them shit. It's harder and harder, and it's got nothing to do with our opinions about a company.
I love DC. DC still.
DC Vertigo, to me, Vertigo was a completely separate company. I put Vertigo shit in people's hands all the time to take chances with that. It's something's got to happen with the main line that makes it easy for us. I mean, I still, when people say, people who haven't been reading for a while and they come into the shop, and I mean, right away I think of Snyder's Batman. Well, check out Batman. And then I think of Animal Man. Oh, no, that's canceled. You know, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, no matter how good it is, the track record for Wonder Woman is so bad that it's tough to get people to pick it up. It's tough to get people to pick up Aquaman, which has been awesome. It's tough because they've been done wrong as characters for so long. You know,
And the only reason, and I need you to understand, the only reason that it's this whole Marvel DC thing is Marvel has had characters. You know, Carlton Comics isn't around anymore. If there's anybody who's been around long enough, Marvel's just done a better job of. Like a better job.
It sounds like you're going in circles because we keep saying they're going down so that it's just like Batman, Superman, and Justice League. But you know, the reason Aquaman and Wonder Woman, the titles they're taking chances on, are selling because of reputation. It sounds like, you know.
I'm not going in circles.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going in circles?
No, I said it. You know, we were talking about they just canceled a bunch of good books, and that, you know, now what it's being pared down to is a bunch of Superman and Batman titles, and then you just mentioned two other great books like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and
Yeah, but they're
not
canceled.
They haven't been canceled.
No, they just changed the creative teams that are doing really good jobs.
No, I was talking about Animal Man that got canceled.
Okay.
I wasn't saying Aquaman.
But Animal
Wonder
Man's
Woman.
still-
No. But you were saying they're not selling as well.
Well, no, they don't. They don't.
No, I can tell you right now, if somebody's like, what's a really good DC book that's not Batman? I am the first trade of Wonder Woman, I get teeth sucker. It's like,
Marvel
no,
has
but it's
just more popular
it's good.
characters now.
I understand it's
really,
Wonder
really
Woman,
good.
but it's good.
Yeah.
And it's the stigma on a lot more DC characters that are just shit than Marvel. Off
You
the
know,
bat.
and when you think about it, you know, in DC, Wonder Woman is, you know, as far as like looking at like their big characters,
Number 3, technically.
you know, Wonder Woman is Captain America. You know, like it should be selling a lot more, but it's always been a mainstay. They're not going to get rid of it. They're not going to cancel it. You know, but even when they have a great creative team on it, you know, I mean, I don't. It. The argument for me has always been at Comic-Con when I'm talking to, you know, Mike Richards, Dark Horse, whoever the fuck I'm talking to, writers, creators, is it starts with retail. You know, and if the retail, we do our job here, but a lot of other shops got to do their job, and a lot of people who are fans of certain books, you got to let other people know about it. You know. And I don't know why it's not.
So I mean, that's the same thing I was saying. You know, it's sales. It's if you like a book, buy it. Tell your friends to buy it. You know, get the profile up, and if you don't like
where
the
are your
book,
friends?
leave it alone, and eventually it'll go away.
But the point is, though, for some reason, Babyface made the point about pull lists. People are willing to take more of a chance on the Marvel stuff than DC. Why? I don't know.
Something that also weirds me out is that every time DC has new number ones, it's like an event moment. We have a new number one every few weeks, something, a miniseries, something new. DC has to put out, this number one is happening now.
Yeah, it's only a handful of them. And
Yeah.
It's like Marvel just dished out how many new titles.
Giving
Electra,
how many
Iron
solo
Fist,
characters
Iron Fist,
chances
so on.
again. There's a fucking Duke miniseries.
And once
Like,
again,
not all of them will
once
succeed.
again, remember
Yeah.
everybody listening. Babyface is a DC guy.
DC, he just brought up his 1,200
But he's
plus
been working
Green Lantern
in comic
books.
book retail now and been in the trenches as our pull list manager for the past 3 years. You know, he sees it.
Right, I have way more DC comics than Marvel comics. But I think the comics I personally buy now, I mean, I buy every Green Lantern book, so that right there is 6 books, but after that, it's only a handful of books. I think I buy more Marvel titles now.
I mean, anybody within our voice.
And
The point that I'm trying to make is, if you love DC, you know, maybe if you're worried about a budget, back away from a Batman title and try something new. You know, back away from a Superman title and try a different D. And I'm saying DC title. I'm not saying try something new, you know, IDW. I'm saying try something new, DC. You know, give something else in that universe a chance. You know, for something to happen with. You know, the Green Lantern line struggling right now. You know, Green Arrow. I gotta be honest. I read that first trade. It was fucking horrible. Jeff Lemire took over. Holy shit! It's a completely different book, which we talked about a
Swamp
lot.
Thing
yeah.
is still kicking it.
Huh?
Swamp Thing is still kicking it.
Yeah. You know, which I gotta be honest with you. When they first came out with New 52, I would have picked Swamp Thing to be one of the books to go, because unless you have like Alan Moore on it, but once again, every great writer on the book, it's gonna stick around.
Soul is doing it right now. He's
Yeah.
killing it.
Who started?
Snyder.
Snyder. So
But like, right, the Batman Robin book, ever since Damian died, has been really awesome. Batman Two-Face issues were great.
Batman Two-Face was
Peter Tomasi.
ridiculous.
Well, I keep looking at the fucking Batman Frankenstein. I'm like, this is badass.
You finished it too?
We know your tastes. You know, you guys come in here week after week. We talk comics. We'll help you out. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. It's disappointing.
When anyone makes comments of like me blowing up DC's office, yada yada yada, it's not that. I want to see positive change in the company.
Yeah.
I do want to see Didio dethroned.
Yeah.
I feel like when Quesada stepped down, that was a huge change for Marvel, and it was a breath of fresh air when Axel stepped in.
But
It was awesome.
I gotta say, man, even at the same time, Quesada at Marvel still did a lot of good things. You know, and listen to the fans.
No, I'm not saying he did it. The only bad thing in my mind Quesada did was break up Spidey and Mary.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing he did.
Still a great artist.
Yeah.
He created my favorite character from DC back when he was doing it. He created Azrael for Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
And like, when fucking Didio was like, you guys want to see Hollywood? Well, it doesn't show in sales. You can't buy something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That you can't tell me that you can't have this other book out there because the sales don't show it. Yeah, sale of 0 on something that doesn't exist is going to show you 0.
I wrote when the 52 started, I wrote DC a long letter that I never got a response to on their website. And one of the main things that I was asking for was to reprint like Impulse and Young Justice, because Young Justice has never been collected, and that was
Their
the
history.
amount of customers that we have who talk about that book. It's like, oh wow, you read that, good, cool, but there's no collection.
That's like a cult
You
classic. of a
keep
comic.
collecting Teen Titans, and you should collect the series that created the modern Teen Titans, in my opinion.
I mean, in closing for me, I was taught by, who I felt was an innovator and one of the greatest comic book retailers, which was Jim Hanley. And Jim had said to me, you just can't go by numbers. You can't just go by numbers. You've got to go by what you think people are going to get, and you've got to take a chance on it. It's not, and I'll never forget, he said, we're not selling lumber. We sell comics. We sell, something completely different. And I'll never forget that. You got to take a chance. You can't just look at the numbers and then continue by the numbers. You've got to go with gut, and you've got to go with talent, and that's a lot of what goes on in sports too. And I enjoy sports for the same reason. You've got a pitcher coming up or whoever. You gotta go by gut. You gotta give them a chance. You gotta put them up, in the big leagues and see what they can do. And if they don't do anything, then you pull it. Then you look at the numbers. But you can't. It's really not all about numbers. And and a lot of companies. There's been a lot of comic book companies over the years. And there's been a lot of retail shops. And if you do nothing but look at numbers, you're going to fail. You're going to completely fail. It's not what it's about.
Well, some of mine and Waffle's favorite books that we buy, the store itself orders less than 10 copies.
Yeah.
Like Rachel Rising, Mind the Gap, 2 of my favorite books that I buy. We don't order that much.
Dark Horse Presents.
So
Doctor Presents, I'm like, couple pull lists.
Yeah.
I'm 1 of 4, maybe 3 pull
Plus
lists.
4.
Yeah.
I feel sometimes more companies need books like Dark Horse Presents.
Well, the
need
new
to see-
format's going to be good. The new format's going to be 50 pages for $5 instead of
Well, right now
$8.
DC's trying it with Vertigo one that just
which
came out.
I
before
gotta
that.
be honest, I did not like that at all. The Vertigo Quarterly,
I thought it was awesome.
I was excited for it, but I
Well, at
did
least
not like
every
it.
issue is going to be different short stories, so that's cool
Yeah.
at least. So who knows how the quality is going to be in the next issue.
Well,
Some of the stories were hit or miss.
I want to leave off on a weird note. I had a conspiracy theory going for a while. Do you see that? In case things really, really go bad in New 52, and in case they really need to redo things, their failsafe is Booster Gold. Just because of the fact that
Rick Hunter.
he's sitting in the background, they're outside of
You
time.
could pull like a House of M kind of deal where like
Yeah.
Wolverine woke up and went, I know everything.
Yeah,
My-
they're literally the only characters that know that something fucking went down.
My problem with that is, what do they return to? Because it's already been a number of years now. You can't return to the same universe.
Oh, it'll be
'cause
something
it's-
different.
Good, so
They
one
did,
day, Batman's gonna be
there
in the
was-
fucking cave. He looks at the letters
Remember-
and see, where did this
Well,
come from?
the letter was in Justice League 9.
Yeah.
But DC's already said that during Futures End, there's going to be another one called World's End, another weekly that deals with the Earth 2 world, and then Grant Morrison's Multiversity comes out in August, and then next year is the 30th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it looks like they're leading to a crisis. It's the unfortunate thing with that is Earth 2, which is a really good DC book that actually people should check out, is only one book. You have one book that encompasses an entire world within the New 52. So to have a weekly crossover with this to create a crisis, you still haven't learned enough about the other Earth.
I don't think it's as impossible to cover a year's pace that we're gone from, because they did that with 52. 52 came out for a year, and then there was a couple month storyline for each book that each character that was gone 1 year later. It's not hard. It's not hard to suddenly have a 10-issue arc for everything. Like
during Infinite Crisis.
yeah, but that was after that was 52.
Yes,
I will
52.
never forget the first 52 that came out.
Yeah.
Because it was just so exciting. Characters that you didn't even expect or were not creating, and they created awesome stories. And the whole thing involving the Question and Renee Montoya and everything like that, I think was more well written at that time than half the books that were out. Which at that time, when DC was putting those books out, was a fucking lot. But you consistently wanted to go back because the stories kept you interested in. I just feel sad that I'm not picking up as many DC stuff as I should be. Like I read everything that's in here, but sometimes I
No,
almost
you
hesitate.
don't. None of us read everything because it's
I-
impossible.
I do my damnedest. I'll
I
admit
know.
right now.
I hate to be the party pooper.
But you have to poop.
No.
So I wasn't a bad thing.
This podcast is 2 hours plus,
You just announced
and
Oh,
I know
right.
we could go on for another hour.
Anybody who's home hearing this, clap for that.
Shut up. But I think the one thing I will say DC, and I've been thinking more a lot about their other media lines, like their cinema, their movie projects. I think what DC needs is someone with a singular vision, or at least coming together either in just getting all of the writers together and focusing on this is what we're going to do, and then you're going to have a lot less of those arguments with creators
That's never gonna happen.
quitting over editorial.
No, it's not going to happen because that's doing it the Marvel way, and they don't want to do it like the other guys. I'm being serious.
I
The
mean,
DC's definitely really fucking butthurt that they started their movies a lot earlier, and Marvel has one of the top grossing movies of all time.
wow, we must have
In
had
no
this.
no time.
We must have had this
Yeah.
conversation.
Superman 1
once.
came out in 1973? 78, I'm sorry. I was kind of short.
You and me
But still.
had this conversation a long time ago. Whenever a Marvel movie comes out, because of the studio project, it is Marvel Studios Presents, aka Marvel Presents.
Yeah.
With DC movies, essentially,
It's Zack Snyder's
Warner
movie,
Brothers
it's
presents a
Nolan's
DC
movie.
Yeah, or Nolan presents a Warner Brothers production. Warner Brothers' money is what dictates.
We'll
what
just
movies.
have to lament to see what happens.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, you listen to this, you're a comic book fan. Seriously, search your soul and think about the last time you read a great comic and you passed it off to somebody who maybe never has read comics before or hasn't read comics in a long time and said, hey, check this out. And then when your favorite series is canceled, wonder why. It's on all of us.
Right, Congressman? Save the whales.
Word.
Love,
Baby Beluga.
peace, truth,
And chicken grease.
WCBJ,
Scrimshaw.
signing off.